Hey guys, hope you're doing well. Welcome to the very first video on our new channel, Savage Off-Road Australia. If you've been following along, the first part of this drive is already up on our old Savage Tech Australia channel where we tested the DENZA B8. This video is the next step. Now let's take the DENZA B8 for a proper drive.
Okay guys, so we're about to jump in the DENZA B8. Now, one thing I noticed straight away as soon as you jump in from this car to that car is the doors are super solid. Obviously this has your soft closing, which is a really nice touch, but your doors are super solid. So there's gonna be a lot more insulation in this vehicle. We're gonna jump in. Now you'll notice when you turn the car off, the gear stick actually disappears, which is really cool. That does that in both the B5 and the B8. So they both do that fancy. Now another thing that you're going to notice in the B8 is the seat belts actually pull tension on you, okay? Now I didn't notice that in the B5, I don't think it has it. So the B8 has that. Now straight away, I was just telling Richard, when you raise the seat, I'm a person that likes sitting not super high. I mean, I'm not that short, I'm 5'9", but I do like sitting in a position that I've got more control of the vehicle. Now this also has manual adjuster as well, just like the B5. It doesn't have your electronic steering, which a Tank 500 has. The seat in this is really comfortable. Okay, now my camera's back online. Oh look, it's a Porsche. We can race that in a family car. So straight away, this is definitely my sort of car. The B5 feels really nice, but this is another level. Straight away, just coming out of that driveway, because I've literally jumped from one car to another straight away. And the difference is, the seat feels a lot more bigger and more comfortable. Now I'm gonna keep referencing a Tank 500, obviously, because I own a Tank 500 as well. So it's another car that people potentially will compare the Hi 4T to this. But obviously the price there's a big difference in pricing between the two. But the seat in this feels more cushiony. Now I know the next model up, I think, or maybe the Leopard has side bolsters, like all your adjustable side bolsters, but the tilt at the front is in a better position than in the B5, so for me. So when I raised the seat in the B5, I found the front, you couldn't lift it as high as this, the front, to get under thigh support, whereas in this it's perfect. Now we've driven this in China, so the Chinese model, so I'm wondering how this suspension is going to feel, and already it definitely feels really comfortable. So it's in neutral position. We're in eco. We might jump out of eco real quick and we'll go into a normal sport mode. See if the suspension changes. So I noticed when you change, you might be able to customize this, but I noticed when you change from your normal driving or eco driving mode to suspension has now changed. Even though we're in sport, it's still at a neutral height, okay? Now our tire pressures on this,
keep eyes on road.
I reckon we're gonna go and have to adjust this, because I already noticed straight away that we will check the tire placard on the car and just check what it's meant to be set to. But currently the tire pressure is sitting at 51 PSI on one of the tires and 48, 49 PSI on the other tires, which is really high. Now this car is way heavier than that other vehicle, so the tires might need to be at a higher pressure. However, I don't think they need to be at 50 PSI, and I think you would agree. So even 41, maybe 42 possibly, depending. But we'll check the tire placard, because it'll make the test drive for the customers a lot more comfortable, and they'll be able to compare the vehicle properly if the pressures are set correctly. If you've got them at stupid pressures, you notice little vibrations, obviously a lot more, it becomes a lot more evident because there's no cushion on the rubber. And you've got to remember, these vehicles are already running 21-inch tires, and they already don't have much rubber. Like, you know, you're not running big sidewall tires on like an LC300 that's behind me. Anyway, so we'll check the tire pressure placard quickly, and I'll just quickly adjust. So I'm going to pull into Shell just here and just check the tire placard and adjust the tire pressures accordingly, so I can get a good feedback on what it compares like to the B5 in the suspension, because driving it with high pressures is just not good. So we'll quickly pull into here. I can definitely notice the pressures are high, because like when I hit tiny little bumps in the road, you can feel it. Okay, so the tire placard says 41 PSI front and rear. So we'll adjust that. I probably don't even need that, because I just got to drop pressures. So I'll use something to adjust the pressure. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to get Richard to go inside and just tell me what the pressure is. 48. So these are running 275 55R 20s, and they're in a Michelin Pilot Sport EV tyres. Okay, so we're sitting at about 48. I might actually, this guy's moving, so I might actually just use the machine. It's probably not responding fast enough whilst we're deflating. All right, we're going to quickly drop these to say 42 PSI. Hey, but the car said it was 50 something, no? Was I?
The car was a 51, is it?
Yeah, it was. Was I reading it wrong? Let me have a look. Yeah, so that says 4851. We're not sure if the Shell here has the most accurate tire pressure machine. It could be broken, but then we're not sure if it's the cars telling us incorrect. Anyway, we've decided to carry on. So we're still in EV. I'll get out EV. I'll put in HEV. Hi, Denza.
What's up?
Turn off seat massage.
I'm not able to control seat massage.
There you go, you can confirm it doesn't work in any of the Denza vehicles for massage, but everything else works. So, hi Denza.
What's up?
Open rear left window.
All right.
Close rear left window.
All right.
So I'm going to need to confirm on the suspension because I just can't remember between the obviously the 6-seater and the 7-seater whether there's a variation difference between the DC suspension. I know there is definitely between the B5 and this, but I'm not sure on the 7 and 6. But anyway, the suspension feels really good. Like it still feels really, really good, especially for a 2-ton car. Quite compliant. I think the B5 is more smoother, would you say? I would personally say it's a little bit more smoother than the B8. It is a smaller vehicle and it's less weight, so that would make a difference. But saying that, this suspension is still really, really good. So when you touch your physical buttons on your seat, it actually brings it up on the menu here, so you can use the touchscreen as well, which is really cool. I didn't see that in the B5, so I'm not sure. Obviously, I haven't spent much time in both these vehicles. But yeah, you definitely do notice the firmness of the ride on this compared to the B5. Now, I still got to check whether, the pressures have changed now. So the only one that's still showing 51 is the rear left. So everything else is showing 43 PSI. But the B5 was sitting at 36 PSI. So being a heavier vehicle, it probably needs more air. Let's test the stereo. So I can confirm the stereo in the Denza B8 is really good. Now, it is also louder than I find in my Seal. So it is a louder stereo. In the Seal, it's a bit quieter, the maximum volume. I didn't test the same songs in the B5, which I'm a bit disappointed in now, but this definitely had more bass, but that could be just the song choice that I was doing because I had more rock songs in the B5. So I'll have to confirm that, but the stereo in the B8 definitely has a good, hit with bass, which is really nice. Still has the same camera setup, so when you change right and left, the left camera comes up on the dashboard, so it comes up here, and then when you turn right, it comes up down here as well, okay? So it's really handy when you're changing lanes. So check out this, look at the vanity mirror, look at the size of the vanity mirror, and the passenger as well. Like, look at that, that's my hand, that's 2 hands. Humongous. Does this have rage mode? Let's see. Not rage, it will have rage, but does it have race mode? So when you put the Denza B5 in race mode, it fully went into it dropped the whole car. So right now we're going to a race. So it's going to drop the whole car. It's probably when we stop at this traffic light. So I don't know if you guys can see here, but it says N for just normal height. And then when you go into race, it should drop the car. There we go. It's lowering now, it's flashing. Similar to a Range Rover when it's dropping the suspension down. So the suspension is getting low. In this mode, it gives you a timer and it also gives you a G-force meter, drops the whole car down, ready for launch control. If you put your foot on the brake and your foot on the accelerator, it'll actually activate launch control and it'll show you your timer up here. So if you want to drag any other mums off at the traffic light, you can do that in your Denza B8, no dramas at all. The quietness, I think this is more quieter than the B5, but a little bit, the ride's not as nice as the B5. So the B8 ride is not as nice as the B5. However, the quietness in here is a level up on the B5. I do notice that, and obviously the fit and finish, and it feels more comfortable and bigger. Like, sorry guys, I'm just taking this all in. I'm not really talking that much because I'm just thinking about everything. Obviously just taking in, driving it for the first time and just getting a feel for the vehicle, how it feels, and yeah, major differences in terms of noise isolation from outside to inside. Even when the windows go up, it just sounds like it seals so well. Really fast. Far out. Let's throw it into this corner a bit and see how it handles. Handles really well for a big car. We'll test launch control once we get onto this freeway here. And the other thing is when you're in race mode, like in a seal, once you hit it once, the timer goes away. In this, you can do it multiple times, I've noticed. So we've got launch control and we're gonna launch. So 5.1, there you go. The exact same spot, same passengers, same day. It's 0.1 of a second slower than what we got in the B5, which I mean is still awesome. That's uphill as well, guys. That is literally uphill. So, and I'm gonna be happy with this because I'm gonna get to drive this daily. So, and then my business partner, he bought a B5, so he's getting rid of his Tank 300. We might get out of this race mode because it is definitely stiffer. But when you are driving and you wanna exit race mode, you can actually just use your steering wheel buttons down the bottom here, okay? So you can use this down here to change your modes, eco, sport, normal. Now all your suspension settings, this is really handy when you're going forward driving. It shows your pitch, roll, everything. So when you take one of these up Beer O'Clock Hill, you'll be able to see what angle you're doing, which is like 45 degrees at its steepest point. It's got U-turn mode. So this is when you're, you want to do a U-turn. If you activate that, it tells you this mode is suitable for a flat road. It's meant for gravel or, you know, tight obstacles when you're in the bush and you need to do a tight U-turn. It'll actually, we'll show you, overlay some videos of it doing a tight U-turn now. But yeah, it'll pretty much, you'll be able to use this on off-road, not on the road, because it'll ruin everything, all your tires and stuff. So standard suspension at the moment, so it's sitting at normal height. Your tire pressures are all on there now. So they've all reset, so I'm not sure how that did that, but anyway, when we first drove the vehicle, it was wrong, but now it seems to have settled. So is your altitude, sunrise, sunset on the day, which is really actually handy to know when sunset is. You might want to head to a destination and get a good good photo of the sunset so you know what time it's setting. You can customize all these shortcuts, so you can go custom and then you can drag and drop accordingly. This is a really handy one having a family. Your interior lights on. So when you have a family and you can't see what's going on and you know your kids are driving you insane in the back, you can actually hit that button and it's really, really handy to have that. So this definitely does feel like a bigger car than the B5 when you're driving it. So in terms of how the car behaves. For a big vehicle, the body control is very good thanks to the DENZA suspension. All right guys, my camera overheated. I quickly threw it in the fridge. I was like, how do I cool this down? Luckily we've got a freezer here, it's set to -6. I threw it in the freezer for like literally a minute. And I've been testing the ACC, so the intelligent cruise control along here. And it's 60 zone. And I'm just seeing how it behaves on this road, and it's doing a really, really good job, just like the B5 did. I'm gonna put my camera on just so you guys can see. So there you go. This is a really, really tight corners, and we're doing 60 k's an hour. See if it does this. The B5 did it along here. Oh, will it do it? Yes, it did it. So it's doing a really good job. Now the B5 did have a struggle here. Now there's a car pretty much hanging out into the road. Let's see what it does here. I don't think it'll do this, so I'll probably have to intervene. Oh yeah, I intervened just then, all right? So it doesn't do really, really sharp bends. Obviously this is still level 2 cruise control, not level 3 like you get in China. I wish we did, autonomous, would be awesome. But little test, intelligent cruise control with your lane centering and everything works really, really well. Comfort, really, really nice. The noise in here, there's like, you can't hear what's happening outside. Power delivery, really smooth, really comfortable. I highly recommend going and test driving a DENZA B8 if you're looking at a family SUV and you need 6 or 7 seats. So yeah, head to your nearest dealership. If you're in Brisbane, the Fortitude Valley or the Indooroopilly shop, they are both they've got the Denzas on display and you can book in your test drive. So really recommend going and checking it out. The guys here are really good and really keen to run you through the vehicles. Obviously the whole Denza team's all new. It's completely separate to BYD, so none of the staff there are BYD staff, they're all Denza staff. So they're all got different levels of training and service. So let us know in the comments what you guys think of the car. So far I really like it. I'm happy with my purchase, so I'm really stoked. It's a really nice vehicle and I can't wait to live with this every day. Well, I'll be driving my Shark and this, and I've still got my Tank 300. I'm getting rid of my Tank 500. Rico's getting rid of his Tank 300, and we're going to start R&D on these vehicles. So we'll be developing bull bars, platforms, all sorts of things, like any of your little accessories, like your weather shields, your floor mats. This definitely needs floor mats in it. So any of your accessories we'll be developing, so we'll start scanning our vehicles as soon as we get them. I believe we've already got platforms on the way over for these. They'll mount to the crossbars on, sorry, the rails on the roof, as well as you will be able to mount it directly to the roof. You've got two different options, same as the Sharks. If you have seen our Phantom series for the Shark, it'll be exactly the same for this. So it'll mount onto the rails. You don't need to remove your cross rails unless you want to. That's my verdict on the car. I really like it. I'm just trying to think between the B5 and the B8 what the main differences on it are. It could also have something to do with these tires are a lot, these wheels. What size wheels does this have?
20.
So this has got 20-inch wheels, whereas the Leopard has 20.
26.
So both have the same size, but I do notice the suspension in this does definitely feel different to the B5. And it's probably because it's a lot heavier vehicle, so it's having to compensate for the weight. But however, you guys are going to go and drive this. I'm comparing this from back to back, and also it's super comfortable. So when I'm saying the suspension is different to the B5, I'm not saying it's not comfortable. It's super comfortable, super luxurious, super smooth, quiet, refined. It's pretty much, that sums it up. So to sum up the B8, super refined, comfortable, I don't know, and just everything's so quiet in here, it's ridiculous. It's almost like, I don't know, we're in a sound deadened room in a very noisy environment in the city. So, but we'll have to do a more in-depth video on all the obviously tech and features and off-road capability and on-road capability, fuel consumption. So please like and subscribe. We're also starting a new channel. It's going to be called Savage Off-Road. The reason is at the moment it's called Savage Tech Australia. We're just switching channels and we're about to have a lifestyle channel, which is going to be my content that I do when I travel anywhere around the world, whether it be Dubai to go test drive cars and China. So follow all our channels. We'll be changing it all up. But so far, I love the B8. Super good acceleration, ridiculously fast, quiet, awesome family car. Peace out, have a good one. Please like and subscribe.